You don't know. But all women of every race can be beautiful. There's just differences amongst them. That's why I feel sorry for people that don't go out there and explore, you know? You know how many people are out there that can't find someone of another race attractive? I feel so sad for them. I've got friends like that. Can't find other races attractive, black and white. My friend Barry always busts himself. He always says the weirdest things. He used to be like, Trevor, I saw Beyonce at the MTV Awards last night, eh? Did you see it? Yeah, I saw it. Bro, she's hot, eh? Like, yeah, she's hot. Like, yeah, bro, like if there was one that I'd do it with, eh? One what? Singer, bro. One singer. Yeah, one singer, bro. Oh. Why would you not want to explore? Huh? So many options out there. So many different things you get, you know? I just don't understand the white, the most beautiful. I mean, I can see where you'd be coming from, maybe, you know, because white girls, stunning legs. I've always said this. White women have the most beautiful legs in the world. Perfect legs. You know, it's got the right shape and got like the muscles and the thing. You see it, and then their calf just stands where it should, and it's just, you know, oh, it looks like a transformer. It's just, you know, oh, just, and they got their legs. Have you seen them when they walk in their heels? Just, oh, they've got that thing, and you're just like, what? I was in a pizza place the other day at midnight after a show, and this woman came in, and her legs shut the place down. Everybody, people were chewing quietly. She went to the counter. We didn't even see her face. We just saw her legs. She stood there at the counter. All of us are looking. She was so, just the legs alone was stunning. Stunning. I didn't even see who she was. I mean, she could have turned around and been a man and still like, yeah, I would have been like, oh, okay. Super hot. White women have the most beautiful legs, stunning legs, and they've got great looking hair. Great looking, but looking hair. That's why looking, not great hair, because their hair falls out like too much for me. It's just like their hair sheds. I don't know what it is about white women, but your hair is always shedding. It's just falling. I don't know what you did to your hair, but it clearly hates you because it's always trying to leave your scalp. The hair. No, white women shed like all the time. You don't date a white woman. You date a white woman in a lint roller because that stuff is everywhere. It's on your clothes, it's on the floor, it's just like in the sink, in the basin, on the shower, it's just in your bed. If you have a white woman, the worst thing in the morning, it looks like you were wrestling a Labrador at night. It's just like fluffy, just hair everywhere. Ah, man. It's too much sometimes, too much. And it goes in their mouth, and then you're going to talk, and the hair's in your mouth. How are you going to have hair in your mouth? Why you just move the hair? You're not saying, no, there's hair in your mouth. Don't say nothing. Hair everywhere. Whereas Indian women, you don't have that problem with them. No, Indian women, their hair, perfect hair. They're just as beautiful as white women, but then they don't have the hair problem. No, they don't. That's where they got one up. Yeah, because Indian women have strong hair, sexy hair. It's black and it's silky and super strong. You just grab it and have you seen it? Oh, it's just like, just grab it like a chariot. Yeah. Take me to India. Yeah. Oh, Indian women have amazing hair. It's the best hair in the world. You know it's the best hair because even black women wear it. That's when you know your hair is great. When you get other people to wear it. And it looks just as good on black women. It's just as silky, just as straight, just not as strong though. You can't be... Don't touch, yeah? Don't touch. It's just now you're there, the chariot, the steering wheel will come off. Romance gone. Indian women are stunning. They're beautiful. They've got beautiful features. They've got, I mean, look at the Miss Universe competition. There's always an Indian woman in the top 10. Always Miss India, huh? You even look at Miss America right now. Right now, Miss America is an Indian woman. That's when you know you're hot. When you're winning other countries' competitions. Stunning, next level, beautiful Indian woman. Everything about them. Until you get here, and then... I don't know what happened because, hey, it's tough here, because Indian girls get skinny, like they got like these, super skinny, and then they got big knees and, look like a brown flamingo. It's just like, you're like, no man, how do you? Because they're so hot, but then the legs, it just looks like a long distance runner or something. It's like Miss Universe and then Haile Selassie. It's just, wow. No man, why? It's just, it's not my cup of biryani, man. It's just, it's balanced, but they're still beautiful. All women can be beautiful. Oh, there's no most beautiful. I mean, you look at colored women. Are you kidding me? Colored woman? What? Colored women are beautiful. Beautiful. And dangerous. Colored women are like blood diamonds. You want them, but you might not get out alive, eh? Because they've got something about, they've got the right mix, the right features. They just got that thing. Oh! And you know what I love about colored women? It's the fact that they're faithful. They are so faithful to their men. When they say till death do us part, they mean it. But it's your death. Because you don't leave a colored woman. You be like, I'm leaving you. You leaving this earth? Ooh, Yana. So there's a balance. It's still beautiful. All women can be beautiful. Black woman. I'm willing to bet South Africa has by far the most beautiful black woman in the world. In the world. Stunners, great bodies, great vibe. They know how to dance. They've got culture about them. They're beautiful. Yeah, they might not love their hair, but you know, they make up for it in other places. Other places. Gerard, have you ever, Never dabbled in the quota system, Never. Because you see, Gerard, there's something that a black woman will give you that no other woman can. No other woman. And that's ass. But I mean ass, Gerard. Not just, I mean ass. Yo, black women have ass. Beautiful ass. Life-changing ass. No other race has that. None. Indian women don't have ass. No. Colored women will have a bit here and there. You know, white women have got flat asses. Just like, there's nothing there. It just goes flat. Some of them, it's even worse. It goes in. Have you seen that? What the hell is that? It's like anti-ass. It goes the other way. Looks like the Apple logo. What the hell happened there? And then they insist on wearing those costumes, and they'll be at the beach walking around. Hey boys, hi boys, ha. And then the costume, they turn around, but then it's just hanging because there's nothing to hold on to. You see the costume is panicking like, there's no support structure. The costume just hangs. And then they come out the water, and then the beach sand gets caught on the costume. Have you seen that? Yeah, and then it looks like they've shat themselves. Hi boys, hi. And you're like, lo muntu skakele, man. One ass, man. You know, the legs, but have something. White women just don't have ass. Well, not all white women. I must qualify this. Not all white women, because Afrikaans girls, hello. Those Lizzles and Marikis. Yo, I've seen some ass on Afrikaans girls. Like proper, like almost black ass, basically. It's so ironic. I think God did it on purpose, just to punish their dads for apartheid. Just like, bah! This will bring you together. Stunners. But there's nothing like black ass, real black ass. And I know a lot of guys are scared, Gerard. I know a lot of guys. A lot of guys are like, but you know what, Trev, I want a black woman, but brew that ass sometimes. Like, it's just really like, how do you handle it, How do you handle it? And that's the thing. You don't handle it. It handles you. Yeah, just get in there. Let it do its thing, like autopilot. So just, And some guys go, yo, but you know what my problem is? It's just too big for me, It's just, no. There's a difference between big and black. You got to understand that. Black is about shape. Yeah. There's a big difference. People don't get it. Because like white girls, a lot of them will have those sad asses. Just like, oh. Whereas black girls, they fill the underwear out. See it, stretch the fabric, make it smile. It's all about the shape. I don't like big. I won't lie. I like medium to small, That's me. Medium to small and firm, but not too firm. Sometimes it gets too firm, it's scary, Yeah, it'll hurt you. You spank it, it'll spank you right back. Just getting like, pa, whoo. Whoo. That's me though. Oh. Some guys like it big, and I know why, because it's fun. It's got a rhythm, it's juicy, You can get lost in that. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. You just give it a spank, you see that little wave that goes to the other side. Ooh. If you're fast enough, you can catch the wave on the other side. Pa! Oh! She'll be there like, 15, love. All women can be beautiful. Get that out of your mind. Explore a little bit. Most beautiful race. No such thing. All women. That's the only reason I can't be gay, just because there's too many beautiful women. And I know gay's not a choice, it's an orientation, but I've thought of choosing it before. Yeah, I have. Because you know why? Gay's efficient. Gay gets straight to the point. Women take up too much of your time. Women are stressful. Women don't think you are, but you're super stressful. Guys, you have a good time with guys. I like guys. Guys like me. We have a good time hanging out. Yeah. When guys are sitting watching sports, you never see two guys look at each other and the one goes, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm not even here. Guys never do that. I've thought of it. I thought, hey, Trevor, why not be gay? The only reason I don't find men attractive. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I'd be in there. Yeah, party time all the time. Yeah, but I couldn't, you know, because gay is efficient. Gay is efficient and successful. A lot of people don't think of it, but they are. Most successful people on the planet. You never see a gay beggar, huh? Do you? Oh, that's true. Where have you ever seen gay homeless people? Ever? Eh? Have you ever been at the traffic lights and seen a gay guy walking down? Never seen that. Gay is successful because it's focused and efficient. All the greatest leaders of our time, all the greatest dictators, all those who conquered were gay. Yeah, all of them. Think about them. The Genghis Khans, yes. All of those guys were gay. Yeah. Attila the Hun, the stories of them being gay. They basically had slaves that they had sex with male slaves. Alexander the Great conquered half of Europe and Asia. He too was gay. All of these stories, all of them. Julius Caesar, the Roman Empire, they were gay. And it was normal then. I mean, they didn't even wear pants. You knew these things. Yeah. Anytime is tea time there. Yeah. And you know it's gay. It's just history. You know, it loses it over time. It gets lost in translation. But you know Julius Caesar was gay. Because you read the story. What happened that one fateful night? He was surrounded by a group of men. When all of a sudden, he was stabbed from behind. That's gay. And you know it's gay, because if I was getting stabbed, the last thing I'd do is turn around and say, you too, Brutus. It's gay. Gay and powerful, gay and successful. All of them, yeah. Shaka Zulu was gay. Yeah. Oh, Trevor, Baba, too soon, Baba, hey, too soon. What's wrong with Shaka being gay? He was a powerful, successful man. There's nothing wrong with being gay. And Shaka was probably gay. You look at all the things that led to it, all the things that showed. Huh? The dress code or the undress code of his soldiers. All of his soldiers, Shaka demanded, had a six-pack, leopard skin, ass out. Shaka did everything with these men. In fact, Shaka would go on long trips with his soldiers. No woman allowed. And on these retreats, he would preach to them. He would tell his soldiers, do not seek the love of a woman, for it'll make you weak. If you want to be strong, seek the love of your fellow man. Shaka never married. Shaka never loved a woman other than his mother. And Shaka Zulu, he was gay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. People go, Trevor, he was strong, he's not gay. Yeah, gay doesn't mean weak. No, it doesn't. Shaka did everything in a gay way. He was the first military dictator to develop the oxbow technique. Remember that? He defeated the British by distracting them from the front, flanking their sides, and penetrating from behind. You're like, Trevor, he's not gay. Oh, if he wasn't gay, how can you not be gay when you march into battle and your theme song is bum, 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 bum. How many clues do you need, people? When they would march into battle, what was the Zulu war cry? Niaba Sabana! Hai, Asibasabi, Siabafuna. Which sounds scary. Yeah. Even colored people will be like, okay, brother, okay. Okay, now we can talk about it, brother, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah. Sounds scary until you translate it. And then you realize what these men were shouting at the beginning of every battle as they looked into the enemy's eyes was, are you afraid of these men? No, we are not afraid. We want them. Bum, 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 bum. You guys have been fantastic, Johannesburg. Thanks for coming out. I had a great time. Good night.
I was just about to go to bed. I had my tea, I had my blanket, and I was scrolling one last time before I closed my eyes. And then I saw the title, Trevor Noah on All Women of Every Race Can Be Beautiful. And I stopped. I stopped because that's a big statement. That's not a joke. That's not a bit. That's a man saying something that matters. And Trevor Noah, if you know anything about him, he doesn't say things lightly. He grew up in South Africa during apartheid. He knows what it means to be told that some people are beautiful and some people are not based on the color of their skin. He knows what that does to a person. So I clicked. And now here I am, an hour later, because I couldn't look away. And I have so much to say. So let me tell you about this video. Let me walk you through it. Because it's not what I expected. It's better. The video starts quietly. Trevor is sitting in a chair. Not a fancy chair. Just a regular one. He's wearing a sweater. Something comfortable. He looks like he just got home from somewhere and decided to talk to a camera. No studio lights, no audience, just him. And he starts talking in that voice of his. Calm, measured, like he's thinking out loud. He says, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a long time, something I don't think we talk about enough. Beauty, and race, and how we've been taught to see both. And I leaned in, because when Trevor Noah says he wants to talk about something, you listen. He's not a man who wastes words. He says, when I was growing up in South Africa, I was told that beauty had a color, and it wasn't mine. It wasn't my mother's. It wasn't the women in my neighborhood. Beauty was something else, something far away, something I saw on television and in magazines. For a long time, I believed it, because when you're a child, you believe what you're told. You don't know any better. He pauses, looks down at his hands, looks back up. He says, but then I grew up. I traveled. I met women from all over the world. Women from Africa and Asia and Europe and South America. Women from small villages and big cities. And I realized something that changed everything for me. I realized that beauty is not a competition. It's not a hierarchy. It's not something that belongs to one race or one culture or one type of woman. Beauty is everywhere, in every face, in every smile, in every pair of eyes that has seen something and survived it. I felt something in my chest when he said that, because how many of us have been taught the opposite? How many of us have been told that we're not beautiful because our skin is too dark or too light, or our nose is too wide, or our hair is too curly or too straight? How many of us have spent years trying to look like someone else because we were told that someone else was the standard? Trevor keeps talking. He says, I remember the first time I saw a woman from a country I had never visited. She was from somewhere in Southeast Asia. I don't remember exactly where, but I remember her face, her eyes, the way she laughed. And I thought, she is beautiful. Not beautiful for where she's from. Not beautiful despite her race. Just beautiful. Full stop. He leans forward in his chair. His voice gets a little softer. He says, and that's the thing. That's the thing I want to say. We don't need to qualify it. We don't need to say she's beautiful for a black woman, or she's beautiful for an Asian woman, or she's beautiful for a white woman. No. She's just beautiful. Because beauty doesn't have a race. Beauty doesn't have a category. Beauty is not a limited resource. There's enough for everyone. I had to pause the video there, because I've heard so many people say things like that. You're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. You're pretty for a big girl. You're pretty for your age, as if beauty is something you have to earn despite who you are. As if your race is something you have to overcome to be seen as beautiful. And Trevor Noah was saying, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it should work. He starts talking about his mother. He does that sometimes, talks about his mother. And when he does, you can hear the love in his voice, the respect, the gratitude. He says, my mother is a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, and when I was a kid, I thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Not because she was my mother, because she was. She had this presence, this light, this way of carrying herself that made you stop and look. And I remember asking her once, Mom, why don't we see women who look like you in magazines? And she looked at me, and she said, because the world is wrong, my son. Not me, the world. And I never forgot that. She didn't let the world tell her she wasn't beautiful. She knew who she was, and she taught me to see beauty the way she saw it. Everywhere. In everyone. I think about that, about how hard that must have been, to grow up in a country that told you that you were less than, that your skin was a problem, that your features were not the right ones, and still to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. That takes strength. That takes a kind of courage that most of us don't have. Trevor says, I've traveled all over the world. I've seen women in places where the standard of beauty is completely different from what we see in Western media. In some countries, they think fuller bodies are beautiful. In some countries, they think lighter skin is beautiful. In some countries, they think certain features are beautiful that we don't even think about here. And every single time, I look at these women and I think, they are beautiful. Not because they fit a standard, because they don't. They are beautiful because beauty is not a standard. Beauty is a feeling. It's something you see in someone's eyes. It's something you hear in someone's laugh. It's something you feel when you're around them. He sits back, rubs his hands together. He's thinking. You can see him thinking. He says, the problem is that we've been taught to compare. We've been taught that there's only one kind of beautiful and everything else is less than. And that's a lie. That's a lie that was invented to sell things, to make you feel bad about yourself so you'll buy products, to make you feel like you're not enough so you'll spend money trying to become enough. But it's not real. It was never real. I think about all the money I've spent, all the creams and the lotions and the hair products and the makeup, all the hours in front of the mirror trying to fix something that wasn't broken, all the times I looked at a picture of someone who looked nothing like me and thought, why can't I look like that? And Trevor Noah is sitting there in a sweater in a chair, telling me that it was all a lie, that I was chasing something that was never real, and I believe him. I don't know why, but I believe him. He says, I want to tell you about a woman I met once. I was in a small village somewhere in Africa. I don't remember the name of the village, but I remember her. She was old. Her skin was dark and wrinkled. Her hands were rough from working in the fields. She didn't have any teeth, and she smiled at me. And I thought, she is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Not because of how she looked, because of who she was, because of the way she laughed, because of the way she made everyone around her feel seen. He pauses. Lets that sink in. He says, that's what beauty really is. It's not about symmetry or youth or skin color. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about the way you make people feel when they're around you. And that can't be categorized by race. That can't be put in a box. That's not something that one group of women has and another group doesn't. That's something that every woman has. Every single one, if she lets herself. I had to pause again, because I've met women like that. Women who weren't models. Women who weren't young or thin or perfectly put together. But when you were around them, you felt something. You felt safe. You felt seen. You felt like you mattered. And that's beauty. That's real beauty. Not the kind you see on a screen. The kind you feel in your chest. Trevor starts talking about media, about how the images we see every day shape what we think is beautiful. He says, when I was growing up, all the beautiful women I saw on TV looked a certain way. They had a certain skin color, a certain body type, a certain kind of hair. And I thought that was reality. I thought that was the standard. But it wasn't reality. It was a selection. Someone chose those women. Someone decided that those were the women we should see. And that decision affected everything. It affected how I saw women. It affected how women saw themselves. It affected how little girls grew up thinking about their own faces. He shakes his head, like he's sad about it, like he's angry about it. He says, and it's getting better. Slowly, we see more diversity now, more skin colors, more body types, more kinds of faces. But we're not there yet, not even close. Because the problem isn't just who we see. The problem is how we see them. We still compare, we still rank, we still say, she's beautiful for a black woman, or she's beautiful for an Asian woman, as if the for is necessary, as if her beauty is conditional on her race. And it's not. It's not. He leans forward again, his voice gets stronger. He says, I want to live in a world where we can say, she is beautiful. Period. No qualifiers, no categories, no comparisons, just, she is beautiful. Because she is, because every woman is, because beauty is not something that one race has and another race doesn't. Beauty is something that every human being has, every single one. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we stop hurting each other, the sooner we stop hurting ourselves. I think about all the women I know, my mother, my sister, my friends, my co-workers, women I've passed on the street and never spoken to. Every single one of them is beautiful, not in the same way, not according to the same standard, but beautiful, in their own way, in a way that belongs to them and no one else. And I've never said that out loud. I've never told them. I've never even really thought about it. But Trevor Noah is making me think about it now. He starts talking about his time hosting The Daily Show, about all the women he met, all the guests, all the interviews. He says, I sat across from so many women, women from every race, every background, every age, and every single time I noticed something about their eyes, something about the way they held themselves, something about the way they spoke, and I thought, she is beautiful, not because of her hair or her makeup or her clothes, because of her, because of who she is, because of what she's been through, because of the light that's still there even after everything. He smiles, not a performance smile. He says, there was this one guest, a woman who had survived something terrible. I won't say what. That's her story to tell. But she sat in that chair, and she talked about what happened to her. And she didn't cry. She didn't break down. She just talked, calmly, clearly. And when she was done, I looked at her and I thought, you are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen, not because of how she looked, because of who she was, because of her strength, because of her courage, because of her refusal to be defined by what happened to her. He looks down, rubs his hands again. He says, that's the kind of beauty that matters. That's the kind of beauty that lasts. That's the kind of beauty that has nothing to do with race, and everything to do with the human spirit, and every woman has it, every single one. It might be buried, it might be hidden, it might be covered up by years of being told you're not enough, but it's there. It's always there, and it's beautiful. I'm getting emotional now. I won't lie, because I've spent so much of my life feeling like I wasn't beautiful, like I didn't measure up, like my face was wrong, and my body was wrong, and my hair was wrong. And here's this man who grew up under apartheid, who was told that he was wrong just for existing, telling me that beauty is not a competition, that I don't have to earn it, that I already have it, that every woman does. He says, I'm not saying this to make you feel good. I'm saying it because it's true. And I think we need to hear it. I think we need to be reminded, because the world is loud. The world is always telling you that you're not enough, that you need to be thinner or lighter or taller or different. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting trying to be something you're not. Stop trying. Stop comparing. Stop believing the lie. You are beautiful. You have always been beautiful. And no magazine, no commercial, no social media post can take that away from you, unless you let it. He sits back, takes a breath. He looks tired, but in a good way, like he just ran a race and finished. He says, I want to end with this. When I look at the women in my life, my mother, my grandmother, my friends, the women I've worked with, the women I've loved, I see beauty in all of them. Not the same beauty, different beauty, but beauty, real beauty, the kind that makes you stop and notice, the kind that makes you grateful to be alive. And I want that for you. I want you to see beauty when you look in the mirror. I want you to see beauty when you look at the women around you. I want you to know that you are enough, that you have always been enough, that you will always be enough. He looks at the camera, straight into it, like he's looking at me, at you, at all of us. He says, all women of every race can be beautiful. Not can be, are. All women of every race are beautiful. Not because I say so, because it's true. And the sooner we all believe it, the better the world will be for all of us. And then the video ends, and I'm just sitting here, in my living room, in my blanket, with my cold tea, and I'm crying a little. Not sad crying, something else, something I don't have a word for. Relief maybe, or recognition, or gratitude. Because Trevor Noah just said something I needed to hear, something I've been waiting my whole life to hear, that I don't have to qualify my beauty, that I don't have to compare it to anyone else's, not despite my race, not because of my race. Just beautiful, full stop. And I think about all the women who will watch this video, all the women who need to hear it, the little girls who are already learning that their skin is too dark or too light, the teenagers who are editing their photos because they don't think their real faces are good enough, the grown women who have spent decades trying to look like someone else. I hope they find this video. I hope they watch it. I hope they believe it. Because Trevor Noah is right. Beauty is not a competition. It's not a hierarchy. It's not something that belongs to one race or one culture or one type of woman. Beauty is everywhere, in every face, in every smile, in every pair of eyes that has seen something and survived it. And that includes yours, that includes mine. So thank you, Trevor, for saying it, for meaning it, for making me sit here at midnight with tears on my face and a little more peace in my heart. That's the video. That's the commentary. That's what I've been thinking about for the past 30 minutes. And now I think I'll go look in the mirror. And maybe for the first time in a long time, I'll see what he sees, not what the world taught me to see, what's really there. I was just about to put my phone down. I really was. My eyes were burning, my neck was stiff, and I had already told myself that this was the last scroll before sleep. But then I saw the title again. Different video, same man, same topic. Trevor Noah on all women of every race can be beautiful. And I thought, well, maybe this one is different. Maybe this one is shorter. Maybe I can watch just a few minutes and then go to bed. But I should know by now that Trevor Noah doesn't do anything in just a few minutes. He makes you think, he makes you feel, he makes you sit with things you've been avoiding. So here I am again, eyes still burning, neck still stiff, but heart a little fuller. And I have to talk about it. This video is different from the last one. This time he's not in a chair, he's not in a studio, he's walking. Just walking down a street somewhere. You can hear cars in the distance. You can hear people talking. It's a city, I think. Not New York. Somewhere else. Somewhere with old buildings and narrow sidewalks. He's holding his phone, filming himself, and he's just talking, like he's thinking out loud, like he forgot anyone might ever see this. He starts by saying, "I've been thinking about something someone said to me a long time ago, and I can't get it out of my head." He keeps walking, passes a cafe, passes a bookstore, passes a woman pushing a stroller. He nods at her, she nods back. He says, "That woman, I don't know her, I've never seen her before, but I looked at her and I thought, she's beautiful. Not because of her clothes or her hair or anything like that, just because of the way she moved, the way she looked at her baby, the way she smiled at me when I nodded. There was something there, something that had nothing to do with race or age or any of the categories we use to sort people. Something that was just..." He turns a corner. The street gets quieter. Fewer people. More trees. He says, "The thing someone said to me. It was years ago. I was in high school, and a classmate of mine, a girl, she said something that stuck with me. She said, 'I wish I looked like her.' And she was pointing at a picture in a magazine, a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I remember looking at the girl who said it. She was beautiful. She had dark skin and dark eyes, and this smile that lit up the whole room. And she didn't see it. She didn't see herself. She only saw the woman in the magazine, and she thought that woman was beautiful, and she was not." He stops walking, stands under a tree. The light is dappled, patchy. It makes his face look different, older maybe, or softer. He says, "I didn't say anything to her. I was a kid. I didn't know how to say what I was thinking, but I remember thinking, 'You are beautiful. You are so beautiful. Why can't you see it?' And I've thought about that moment a lot over the years, about how many women feel that way, about how many women look in the mirror and see someone who is not enough, not light enough, not thin enough, not young enough, not the right kind of beautiful. And it breaks my heart. It really does." He starts walking again, slower now, like he's carrying something heavy. He says, "I want to tell you about a woman I met in South Africa. She was older, maybe 60, maybe 70. She had lived through apartheid. She had lost people. She had suffered in ways I can't even imagine. And I asked her once, 'What kept you going? How did you survive?' And she looked at me, and she said, 'Because I knew I was beautiful, not because anyone told me.' I decided that no one could take that away from me." He pauses, lets that sink in. He says, "I think about her a lot, about the power of that decision, to look at yourself and say, 'I am beautiful,' not because I fit a standard, because I exist, because I am here, because I survived. And that's something that no magazine, no commercial, no beauty brand can give you. And it's something that no magazine, no commercial, no beauty brand can take away. It's yours. It's always been yours. You just have to claim it." He walks past a park. There are kids playing. A woman sitting on a bench reading a book. He glances at her, keeps walking. He says, "You know what I've noticed? The women who are most beautiful are the ones who don't seem to know it. Or maybe they know it, but they don't care. They're not trying to be beautiful. They're just being themselves. And that's what makes them beautiful. That ease, that comfort in their own skin. that lack of performance. He laughs a little, not a happy laugh, a knowing one. He says, I've been around models, I've been to fashion shows, I've seen the most beautiful women in the world, according to the magazines. And some of them, honestly, are not that interesting, because they're so focused on being beautiful that they forget to be anything else. They're like statues, lovely to look at but not much to talk to. And then I've met women who would never be on a magazine cover. Women with crooked teeth and wrinkles and gray hair and bodies that have borne children and lived lives. And those women are stunning because they're real, because they've lived, because you can see the story in their faces. He stops at a crosswalk, waits for the light to change. He says, we have this idea that beauty is about perfection, about symmetry and youth and smooth skin and all of that. But that's not beauty. That's a photograph. That's something that doesn't exist in real life. Real beauty is imperfect. Real beauty has scars and stretch marks and laugh lines and all the evidence of a life fully lived. And that's not something you can buy. That's not something you can fake. That's something you earn by showing up, by being brave, by refusing to hide. The light changes. He crosses the street. He says, I want to talk about race, because that's what the title of this video is about. All women of every race can be beautiful, and I believe that. I believe it completely, but I also know that it's hard to believe, because we've been taught otherwise. We've been taught that certain features are beautiful and certain features are not, that light skin is better than dark skin, that straight hair is better than curly hair, that European features are the standard and everything else is a deviation. He shakes his head, he looks sad. He says, that's not true. That was never true. That was a lie invented to make some people feel superior and other people feel inferior. And it worked. It worked so well that we internalized it. We started believing it. We started looking at ourselves and seeing flaws instead of features. We started looking at each other and comparing instead of celebrating. He turns down a side street, quieter, trees hanging over the sidewalk. He says, I remember when I first came to America, I was struck by how much women here worry about their hair, black women especially, the amount of time and money and energy spent on hair, because they've been told that their natural hair is not beautiful, that it's not professional, that it's not acceptable. And that broke my heart, because when I look at a black woman with her natural hair, I see something beautiful, something powerful, something that connects her to generations of women who came before her. And to think that she's been taught to hide that, to change that, to be ashamed of that, it's tragic. He stops walking, leans against a wall, more carefully. He says, and it's not just black women, it's all women, Asian women who are told their eyes are too small, Latina women who are told their bodies are too curvy, white women who are told they're too pale or too pink or too something. There's always something. There's always a reason you're not enough. That's by design. That's how the system works. Keep you feeling inadequate, so you keep buying products. Keep you feeling insecure, so you keep striving for something you'll never reach. He pushes off the wall, starts walking again. He says, but here's what I've learned. Here's what I want to tell you. The system is a lie. It was always a lie, and you don't have to believe it anymore. You can stop. You can look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, not because I fit a standard, because I am me, and that is enough. He passes a window, a store window. He stops and looks at his reflection, not in a vain way, in a thoughtful way, like he's checking in with himself. He says, I'm not a woman. I'll never know what it's like to be a woman in this world, to be judged by your appearance every single day, to be told that your worth is tied to how you look. I can only imagine how exhausting that is, how painful, how unfair, but I've watched the women in my life navigate it, my mother, my grandmother, my friends, my colleagues, and I've seen the toll it takes, the way they hold themselves, the way they apologize for taking up space, the way they diminish themselves so they don't seem too much or not enough. He turns away from the window, keeps walking. He says, I want to say something to the women watching this, to all the women who had ever felt like they weren't beautiful enough. You are. You are beautiful enough. You have always been beautiful enough. Not because of your race, not because of your age, not because of your body. Because of the person you are. Because of the way you love. Because of the way you fight. Because of the way you keep going even when it's hard. He turns another corner. This street is residential. Houses with porches, flowers in window boxes. He says, I remember a woman I met in a hospital. She was sick, really sick. She didn't have any hair. She was pale. She was thin. She looked nothing like the women in magazines. But when she smiled at me, I felt something. Something I can't describe. Something that made me think, this is beauty. This is what beauty looks like. Not perfection, not youth, not any of that. This, right here, a woman who is fighting for her life and still has the energy to smile at a stranger. He stops in front of a house, a small one, blue with white trim. He looks at it for a moment, then he looks back at the camera. He says, that woman taught me something. She taught me that beauty is not about how you look. It's about who you are. It's about what you carry. It's about how you show up. And that's something that every woman has. Every single one. No matter her race, no matter her age, no matter her health, no matter anything. He starts walking again, heading back the way he came, it seems. He says, I want to end with this. When I say that all women of every race can be beautiful, I'm not saying something nice to make you feel good. I'm saying something true. Something I've seen with my own eyes. Something I've felt in my own heart. I've traveled the world. I've met thousands of women from every continent, every culture, every background, and every single time I've seen beauty. Different kinds of beauty, but beauty, real beauty, the kind that takes your breath away if you let it. He stops walking. He's back at the beginning. The street with the cafe and the bookstore and the woman with the stroller. She's gone now, but someone else is there. A young woman sitting on a bench, looking at her phone. He glances at her, smiles a little. He says, that woman on the bench, she has no idea I'm looking at her. She has no idea that someone thinks she's beautiful. She's just sitting there, scrolling through her phone, living her life. And she is beautiful. Not because of anything she's doing, just because she is. Just because she exists. He turns to the camera. His face is serious, but kind. He says, I hope you see it. I hope you see the beauty in yourself. I hope you see the beauty in the women around you. I hope you stop comparing. I hope you stop striving. I hope you stop believing the lie. Because the truth is, you are beautiful. You have always been beautiful, and no one can take that away from you. Not unless you let them. He reaches out, and the video ends. And I'm just sitting here, in my living room, in the dark, because the lights are off now. I don't remember turning them off, but they're off. And I'm sitting in the dark, thinking about what he said, about the woman in the hospital, about the woman on the bench, about the girl in high school who wished she looked like someone else, about all the women who don't see their own beauty because they've been taught to look somewhere else. I think about my own reflection, about how many times I've looked in the mirror and seen someone who wasn't enough, about how many times I've wished I looked different, thinner, younger, something else, anything else. And I think about what Trevor said, about deciding, about looking at yourself and saying, I am beautiful, not because anyone told me, because I decided. Maybe I need to decide. Maybe we all do. That's the video. That's what I've been sitting with for the past however long, and now I think I'll go look in the mirror. In the dark. And maybe I'll see something I've been missing. Good night.